Hey guys, this is a new series. These are haunting tales from Addicts. This is part 1. I believe there will be many parts to follow. Some of these stories may be too intense, or they may be disturbing, so please, viewer discretion is advised. This Saturday I visited a prison for a Christian function. I sat down with the prisoners there, and I asked them if I could tell their stories online. They agreed. All of these prisoners were addicted. Some to violence, some to money, and most to drugs. Addiction is an evil thing that most of us face. Listen to the tales of the men who danced with the devil and couldn't stop. First tale. Everyone in this prison wants a chance to get a second chance, but I'm not sure that if we got one, we'd know what to do with it. When I was out there on the streets, I felt like I ruled them. I held life by the balls. I had everything I wanted and I was rich. Sure, it was because I was selling dope, but that didn't stop me from acting like I was some famous high roller. When I was 6, my dad left and never came back. At first it was good. My mother was sick of him smashing bottles across her face, but I know she worried about me. I grew up poor like everyone else in the projects. I'm nothing special. I don't have some unique story to tell or something. It's just my story. I started smoking by 12, moved to pills by 13, and started breaking hearts by age 14. I remember the first time I literally got up after sex and just left with the girl screaming at me to come back. I looked back and said, "Fuck you, bitch. You stink." I thought it was hilarious. I thought I was so cool. I started selling weed and that made me bank, but it wasn't enough. I wanted more money, more customers, so I started hitting up the girls and asked them if they wanted some extra cash. Turns out a few of them did. They needed to save up for college. I started selling girls around school underground and became a real pimp. When I was caught, I just left the school and ran off to New York City. Mom filed a police report, but the damage was done. When I got there, I ran to Harlem, found some gangster-type people, so I could get a weed operation back up and running. I didn't know about territory, though. Pretty soon I was cornered. I had to either join a gang or stop selling. With a gun to my head, I gave the guy all my weed and was left with next to nothing since I didn't use a bank account. I soon met up with some of the guys I bought from, and I asked them what gang they were from. Before long I was in. All I had to do was kill some guy. I still remember the look he gave us. He begged for his life, ripped out all the pictures like you've seen in the movies, showing he was a family man. He told us he'd be missed and they'd find out. We didn't care. We brought him back to an alley and kicked him until he died. Then we just left him, there to be found. God, I wish I had been caught right there. I act cool around the guys, but deep inside I knew this wasn't for me. I was cool with selling dope, but murder? It was too late though. I was in deep now. That's why they do those things to you. It forces you to stay. I started selling dope again this time. I could move up to cocaine. Began using it too. My brothers in the gang started seeing I had a problem. They told me if I didn't lay off, I'd put them all at risk. I had to be high though to get my mind off the pain of the blood on my hands. One day, hopped up on coke, I took things too far. A drug user called me and told me he didn't have the money and he'd get it to me later. So I showed up at his house in the suburbs, knocked on the door, then pushed myself in. Jay was using and his wife and daughter didn't know. He said he only needed a little to get him through the day. He was dealing with depression and trying to find a job since he lost his recently. I didn't care. "Give me the goddamn money, Jay." Pulled out my gun right in front of his daughter and wife. His wife screamed and began crying. His daughter, only 4, wasn't sure what was going on and began crying too. I grabbed the little girl by her hair and dragged her to me, pointing the gun to her head. Jay immediately screamed. I pointed the gun at her hair. "I will fucking blow her goddamn brains out after I rape her mouth if you don't give me my goddamn cash." Father looked at me as tears ran down his face. He was so helpless. I knew he truly didn't have the money. I shot his wife dead, then his 2 kneecaps so he couldn't stop me when I did what I promised. But before I could finish, I heard police coming. The one shot sent the neighbors running to their phones. I killed the little girl and her father and ran out the back, jumping over fences and trying to get away. Finally, they got close enough where they could corner me. Surrounded, I looked down at my gun and thought about my decisions. In a chorus of screaming, I heard several different responses. Police officers screaming for me to put the gun down, not to make it worse, relax, put my hands up, and one I think called me an asshole. I felt all the pride leave me. I wasn't a gangster. I was a kid addicted to money, the game, and coke. I dropped the gun and was rushed by police officers, handcuffed, and now here I am. When I started smoking, I never thought I would have killed a 4-year-old girl. I've murdered. I've ruined lives. I don't know how I can learn to forgive myself. I know I was high, but that's no excuse. I dream about that little girl. Her dead body points at me every night in my dreams, and she says, "He did it." I see her tugging on someone's pant leg. I hate sleeping. Half the time I stay up all night. Maybe that's worse because I start thinking about all the people I've hurt in my life. I only wish I could escape. I wish I could go back to my 12-year-old self and tell it to stop now. But I'm here now. This is my life. This is what I have to deal with. I don't kill myself because I need to stay alive to punish myself for what I've done. I've got life in prison. I intend to live that sentence out. Hopefully that wasn't too intense for you guys. I wanted to do something totally different and feature a series like this on my channel. I think it's an amazing, powerful story, and actually stories. Thank you for listening, guys. Make sure to subscribe immediately if you're not a part of the Sinful Society already. Like, comment, and share as well. Thanks for being there for me, guys. Thanks for making this channel what it is today. Stay sinful.